Technology has presented a unique opportunity for emerging economies to leapfrog development in many ways. One of the biggest challenges we face in Nigeria is the issue of inconsistency, especially when it comes to policies. And this has also affected the ICT industry. Austin Okere, founder, CWG PLC, joins us to share his views on how we can set an effective IT agenda this year in order to take full advantage of today's disruptive technologies.
Looking at the Nigerian IT landscape, are you satisfied with the level of development today?
I think that the industry is still evolving. What we used to call an IT industry in the past were actually companies that were selling IT products. That doesn't make you an IT company, that you are selling IT products. The closest we came were people developing software and some doing training. But a technology company is a company that develops solutions based on STEM principles and then using an app to make that solution available to many people. So we're beginning to see a true set of technology companies evolving, especially in the fintech space. We also have Broadband that has made it possible, before, because in those days you then had to have huge investments to put up an office and so on. But today, with very little, you can start something and then scale it. So yes, that industry is evolving. The true IT or technology companies are evolving.
You've been a pioneer in this industry, and looking back over the years, do you think IT can ever get to its peak in Nigeria without the proper policies?
I think that the policies are needed. If you look at what we have operations in Ghana, we have operations in Cameroon and Uganda, as well as in Nigeria here. The policies in these other countries that I've mentioned make sure that the local industry is not shortchanged. We try to do that here. We have this National Office for Technology Acquisition Program, NOTAP. What it's supposed to do is to prevent us from just being a dumping ground and people just taking money through invisibles, which is Form A, maintenance support, things that you can't. And so there was a stakeholders meeting of all the IT companies and their local, and the foreign partners, and we all agreed that whereas the NOTAP won't get involved in Form M matters, which is buying and selling, when it comes to the technology support, they want to be sure that the local companies have the wherewithal to acquire this technology, to make the investment to acquire this technology. So there was a split of 40% of the support revenue to the local partner and 60% to the foreign partner. In that way, the local partner will equip himself, learn the technology so that he can support. In case the foreign partner is not, he can. What has happened is that the local partners were not even interested. They were just competing with themselves for whatever the foreign partner gives them. And then they will say to NOTAP, which is trying to enforce, that as if they have actually complied. But you are helping that foreign partner to move 90% of support revenue outside. 10% is not enough for you to do any investment to acquire the technology. Very much so. Very much so. Because when you make an application to NOTAP for support revenue to be remitted to your foreign partner, the first thing they are going to ask is, where is your local partner? Without a local partner, you can't even get foreign exchange for support revenue that you have made. Secondly, has a local partner been paid? And then they want to be sure that he's been paid that minimum amount that they have. But the local partners are so scrambled, some will take 5% as a competition. You compete, and I have a problem where the sole strategy for competition is cheapest price, because it's always cheaper than cheap. We then decided that this is not for us. So any foreign partner that doesn't respect that local and foreign component sharing, we are not interested. And this is what we need to do with the policy we've been given. Rather, we sabotage that policy.
You were part of some government initiatives in the past, especially in the past administration. What are some of those initiatives you believe that we shouldn't have stopped?
I know not many initiatives in the past administration. People think I'm a politician, but I was
initiatives.
I was on the National Competitiveness Council of Nigeria, and I think it was a good initiative because what it sought to do was with DFID and the World Bank try to get competition going amongst the states in providing healthcare, education, security, ease of doing business. And I think that that should have been left to continue. You know, I saw one report published about 2 months ago by the NCC, and I don't know when they last had a meeting. And it would have geared healthy competition for better services, even have helped the masses in voting the right candidate in. Another one that I was on the former Minister of Communications Broadband Strategy Committee. And the whole idea is, with the provision of smartphones and broadband, you can really take it to a different level in terms of businesses that were not possible. The models were not possible that are possible today with these two. Mobile banking is one. Otherwise, everybody goes to the bank to do their banking. With mobile banking, market woman who doesn't have time to go and queue can do her banking whilst they're in the market. You know, agency banking. What I'm worried about is that not only has the NCCN, in my view, stopped, but also the broadband initiative, which was the pillar of a lot of these new technology companies that have come in, and even non-technology companies but are leveraging on technology, seems to have been abandoned. We're looking at 30% penetration by 2018. I don't know whether we're anywhere close. But without a deliberate attempt, you can't get there.
What do you think is stopping us from really expanding our broadband capability today?
There's a share will. Take, for instance, another way you can achieve broadband, on the back of power. Initially, people were putting fiber cables on the power lines. But there's an easier way now, because with smart metering now, the smart meter can take a SIM that can distribute broadband in the homes. Just imagine that every meter in every home is a broadband distribution point where everybody can get broadband. But do we even have meter? Talk less of a smart meter that has broadband. So it's a matter of will. Are you willing? Singapore did not just sit back and it happened. Dubai did not sit back and it happened. Many places you go in the UK, there are hotspots that you can just use broadband, because you need broadband to connect to. But of course, they have a lot of government to citizen initiatives that are online. So you want to apply for a license, a passport, you want to pay your tax and so on. Because of that, they rely so much on broadband that they give it free, knowing that the value of economic turnaround is much more than how much we're going to charge for the payment of that.
All right, finally, as a veteran, there seems to be a growing gap between you and the new startup world. It appears that bodies like the Nigeria Computer Society are losing their relevance. What are you doing, or what do you think veterans like you should be doing to ensure that you bridge this gap?
I think the first thing for me is mentorship. I mean, clearly, we benefited from the experience of those gone before us, and we owe it as a duty to handhold the ones that are coming behind us. A candle loses nothing by lighting other candles. You only have a brighter room for everybody. So in my own way, in my own field, what I'm doing is start the also Leadership Academy, where we're going to bring entrepreneurs in and mentor them for 21 days, not a classroom stuff, you know, sort of fold your sleeves and get your hand dirty stuff, so that there is a methodology by which they can scale their business. The differentiation between entrepreneurs then becomes acumen, intuition, and maybe learning. But if they follow this methodology, and they're going to have champions of entrepreneurship come to share their experiences and inflection points and how they surmounted that inflection point, so that you know what pitfall to avoid, what they did right that you can improve upon. And these are the things that not only I should do, but all the people in my own bracket that are stepping off the stage, I believe should be involved.
Austin, thank you for being on today.
My pleasure.
I've been chatting with the founder of CWG, Austin Okere, who stresses the fact that policies are extremely important for the continuous growth of the industry. We need to find credible and legal ways of protecting our own local software industry. This is a strategy that many smart nations are already pursuing. This is where we draw the curtain on this edition of the show. But it doesn't end here. The conversation continues online. We are Tech Trends TV on social media. Also watch the entire show on Channels TV YouTube page or cfablog.ng. For Tech Trends, I'm Chukwemeka Agbata.